All right, guys, so welcome to our Athlete Spotlight. I'm Ken Berger, the owner of Max Velocity Fitness and Performance in Bayside, and I'm joined by one of our favorite athletes, Emma Kiley. She's from Whitestone, like I am. She played basketball at Archbishop Malloy, and now she's at Division III St. Joseph's College in Brooklyn. So, Emma, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. We have a 7-second delay just in case I say something stupid, and that way we can edit it out later. So if you notice that, don't worry about it.
Okay.
But yeah, so I've interviewed a lot of basketball players, as some of you may know. I've interviewed Michael Jordan. I've interviewed Charles Barkley and Kobe Bryant and Allen Iverson and LeBron James and Kevin Durant and Steph Curry, and the list goes on. And now we add the great Emma Kiley to that list. So this is pretty cool. I'm really excited.
I don't know if I'm up there with them, but I appreciate it.
So Emma, Emma's been an athlete who's trained with us for a couple of years. Really proud of her accomplishments and her getting to the next level and playing collegiately. So I wanted to start there. What was the most surprising thing to you about playing college basketball as opposed to anything else you'd experience in your basketball playing days?
I think the workload was both balancing school and basketball was tough because, this is the schedule. You don't want to miss practices, but sometimes you have a class that interferes, which you don't really have in high school. You have practice after school and everyone gets out at the same time. But, some people had to miss practices and, I'd have to come late some days. So that was hard to get used to. But that, I feel like, just made me pick things up even faster. You can't get behind on plays or on what everyone's doing because then you'll get left behind. So you have to be on your game all the time.
Right. No, I'm sure that was a tough adjustment.
Yeah.
What would you say was the high point of your freshman year?
I think the high point for us was in playoffs. We took out the number 1 seed in semifinals, and we made it to the championship, which was really cool because we had lost to this team twice in the regular season, and then we went up to their court. It's Mount St. Mary's, so it's a far drive, and we went up there and we beat them by about 15, I think, in playoffs to knock them out. So that was the best feeling. That was great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's tremendous. I mean, you guys were the D3Hoops.com team of the week in the last week in November. You guys finished on some kind of winning streak. I don't remember what it was. Was it 7 or 8 or 9 going into the championship game?
Yeah, it was a good one.
Yeah. And then you were a 4-time Rookie of the Week in the conference. So that's amazing. You finished first in the Skyline Conference in blocks and 4th in Division III in the whole country in blocks. Yeah. So that's amazing. And you really like point threes because you averaged 12.3 points, 9.3 rebounds, and 3.3 blocks. So I don't know what it is about that, but you like the number 3. Maybe you should.
Me neither.
Maybe you should change your number. I don't know.
Yeah, really.
Was there a low point? Was there like something you really struggled with, as a freshman, that you weren't sure you'd be able to overcome?
There were a couple games right around Thanksgiving where I was having a really hard time scoring, getting in foul trouble, just not doing what I had done coming into the season. But then I started working out before practice with one of our assistant coaches who's the best. He would take me, we'd do post moves. And I think that really helped my confidence because during that period, my confidence really took a hit. That I was like, what if I can't come back from this? What am I going to do? I'm scoring like 4 points a game, and I need to be scoring inside. So just knowing that I could, working with the assistant coach, knowing, oh, no, you can do this, you know what you're doing out there. You just have to do it. So that really helped me pick it up.
Hmm. Wasn't there a game? I don't remember the game. I know I went to it. It was a game late. It might have been a playoff game where you guys realized at halftime you were using the wrong basketball for the whole first half.
Yeah, that was Mount St. Mary's. That was the team we ended up beating in playoffs.
Okay, so that was a regular season game against them.
Yes,
Okay.
that was rough. That was very frustrating.
So what's I don't remember the difference between a men's ball and a women's ball. It's like a couple of ounces or
A
something.
men's ball is bigger
Hmm.
and it's so, for me, it wasn't as big of a deal, but for our 3-point shooters, they kept coming out of the game and they were like, the ball is so heavy because they were airballing. Girls who never airball were airballing shots.
Right.
And there was something wrong with the ball. And our coach figured it out at halftime that it was a men's ball, which, was like, oh, you know,
That is so
but
funny.
yeah, it was a little nuts.
Yeah. That's the way the basketball feels to me all the time, by the way, even if it's lighter than it's supposed to be. Um, but that's just me. That's just because I'm not very good. Um, so since, obviously you're not in season now. So luckily at this point, you're not losing time to the pandemic
Yeah.
and to the distancing
Mhm.
measures that we're under. Um, but I'm sure your life is very different than it would normally be right now. What kind of things are you doing to kind of maintain your sanity, to try to stay in shape, to try to stay ready for when you do get a chance to go back onto the court?
Yeah, I mean, it's been rough because usually it's a little different for me because I would have been living at school right now, where last year I was at home and working out with my trainers at home. So I'm not sure what we would have been doing at school, but it definitely would have been something,
Mhm.
in the gym twice a week at least, working out. There was a gym right next to the dorms that we used. So it's been hard, like, not having that. Like, I miss basketball a lot. I'm missing it right now. But I've just been trying every day that it's nice out. Obviously today it's raining, but to get out every day. Me and my brother, we've started to go on long bike rides, which is nice. Not only, staying in shape, Whitestone has a lot more hills than you would think. So biking uphill is not fun, but it's good. But also it keeps me, like, I find that after a bike ride I feel happier, not as down in the dumps as I would. Quarantine's like, oh, when is this gonna end? When is life gonna be normal again? But just being outside helps me a lot. And then stuff like on days like today, I would do, a bunch of reps. My brother has a dumbbell downstairs, so I'll do that. I'll use that. Squats, lunges, sit-ups, just trying to keep in mind, it's like, this will end eventually and the basketball season will start and I have to be ready for that.
Right. No, for sure. That's the smart way to do it. I know a lot of athletes, especially, I find that spring athletes are having an especially hard time with this too, because their seasons are canceled or postponed and probably not
Yeah.
going to happen. So it's really hard. And some of our athletes and even my own kids who play basketball and lacrosse, I'm trying to get them in a better mindset to say, like, you can't, when you go back to sports, you can't be the guy or girl that was just sitting on the couch for 2 months. You have
Exactly.
to be ready.
Exactly.
So yeah, I think what you're doing is really important. How are you staying in touch with your teammates? Because these are girls that, like, they're your sisters. That you guys, roll together, and you would
Oh, for
probably be
sure.
seeing each other every day right now and playing pickup and whatnot. How are you staying in touch with them?
We FaceTime at least once a week. I think we have a group chat that's always going on Snapchat, on text. We send each other things on Instagram. So we're always staying in touch like that. And we're trying to coordinate a Zoom meeting right now, but usually we just FaceTime at random times in the day and see who picks up.
Mm-hmm.
But it's been hard because, like you said, we always think like, oh, I wish I was sitting in the cafeteria with you guys right now, like we would always do, or we'd take naps in the locker room. So it's hard not to be like around these people that you were with all the time, and now it's just like you can't see them. So it's been hard, but we text all the time. We send each other TikToks, so keeping in touch and getting ready for when outside opens back up.
Mm-hmm. Hmm. What's the best advice you could give to a young athlete, whether they're, a middle school athlete, high school, travel team, or school athlete, to try to not let this situation get the best of you?
I think just always remember that, this is going to end and life will be normal again, and there's a light at the end of the tunnel, and to keep that in mind, to keep why you originally started working in your mind. So that if you have this goal that you want to accomplish, the goal is still there. It might be a little different how you're working for it, but to just keep working hard and to remember what you're working for.
Hmm. When you look ahead to sophomore year and your basketball season, what what do you envision? What does that, like, when you, if you were to close your eyes and see what that is at the end of the tunnel, of that tunnel, what does that look like to you?
I see my team cutting down a net and accepting a championship trophy. That's honestly what I envision.
Hmm.
We have all the tools to build on from this past year and to go get it next year and, have a great season.
Well, you guys were so close, and
Yeah.
I think the experience of getting there. I mean, if I could put this in an NBA context, like, Michael didn't get past the Pistons the first time. It took him a couple of times. LeBron didn't
Yeah.
get to the promised land the first time. It took him a while. And I think your team at St. Joe's will go through that same kind of process. And you get there, you fall short, you build on that the next year. And then, hopefully if you just close your eyes and envision what that feels like to climb that ladder and cut those nets down, chances are you'll be there. So
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. And we just have to remember that feeling of losing and carry that into next season to keep
Hmm.
working.
Hmm. Well, Emma, listen, congratulations on all the success.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining me and sharing some of your
Thank you for
insight.
having me.
Yeah, because I think a lot of our young athletes could really benefit from this, like your perspective. And I think you're going about this a really healthy way. And it's tough for everybody, but we're all just doing the best we can. So, keep up
Yeah,
the work.
exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Well, keep it up. Let us know if we can help you. And,
I will. Thank
yeah,
you.
stay safe and have a great weekend. And I hope to see you on the court soon.
Me too. You too. Have a good weekend.
All right. You too.